Morning, welcome to Greenlight the Day. I'm Denise. I'm going to share with you what I did this weekend. I reorganized my living area. I'm going to start with this wall. This is what I call my wall of love. And on it are pictures of the most important people in my life, my family, who I know will love me good or bad and accept me just the way I am. And what I did this past weekend was actually just reorganize my living room, or almost. I still have some work to do in here, but I just this shelf needed to be decluttered because all of those pictures that were on the wall were actually sitting on those shelves. And I've always meant to do kind of an arrangement like this with some of the other sort of sculptured suns and stuff that you see there that were gifts or things that I picked up on various trips to Italy and Mexico and places like that. And in the back corner there is my treadmill. And then in this corner, I've put together my little painting corner that I said I wanted to. So I got out my easel and stuff and some of my paint supplies, and I'll get out more. Now the other thing that I've been meaning to do since spring, and then Mom got sick, was to hang this painting up. And it's actually a silk screening picture that a friend gave me. He was retiring and him and his wife were moving to Costa Rica, and he wanted me to have some of his art. He's quite an accomplished artist. So that's basically my living room. I've created in my living room my sanctuary, and I talked about that before, but it just seemed like I never had time. And I can't tell you how uplifting that has been to me. Like I looked forward to coming home from work today, and I just want to be in here where I have the things that I love. Now, I don't have a really large house, and I actually rent out the basement. I have a basement suite downstairs. And so I don't have a big house. I don't have 3,000 square feet of living space. It's quite small. But I consider that a blessing because it would be just that much more to keep clean and organized. And the other thing is, although I really would like to be in a relationship, I'm at the point in my life where I'm hoping in the next little while, perhaps somebody will come into my life. But I'm happy with my life where it is right now, and that will happen in God's time, right? And so I'm okay with being where I am. And one of the blessings to living alone and being on my own is I can do anything I want in my living room, right? So there's pros and cons to it all. And I think that that's something that we forget. Sometimes when we set our goals for things like wanting a bigger house or wanting to be in a relationship or whatever it is you're longing for, we forget to embrace and appreciate what we have. And it's all about making the most of the moment, right? And so I have surrounded myself with the things that I love that remind me of the people who are important to me. And I've made myself a cozy little space here that I'm just quite happy to relax in alone. And someday maybe I'll have somebody to relax in it with me. But until that time, I'm quite happy being here alone. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about today. The other thing that I've really been trying to focus on, but that's something that I've practiced or tried to practice for quite a while now. And I don't, I'm not somebody who remembers perhaps to do something kind every day, but I watch for moments when I can do that, like that happens spontaneously because I've noticed somebody needs help with something or whatever it can be, and it doesn't have to be big. So like today, I went out to shovel my driveway. Now my next door neighbors are a retired couple, and he had some heart surgery the year before last, so he can't do a lot of heavy physical exertion. And although she's quite a bit younger than he is, like I think she's only about 10 years older than I am actually, and is quite a beautiful lady. She has really bad, it's not rheumatoid arthritis, but it's some sort of arthritis that she's had since she was a child. And so when winter comes, it's really hard on her. So she does her best and she clears their snow as best she can now that Richard can't. But I noticed that she hadn't been able to finish doing all the shoveling today during the day because we had some snow yesterday. So I just kept shoveling. I shoveled my driveway and my sidewalk, and I did their sidewalk. And then I noticed that the retired couple across the street hadn't shoveled. Now, they are a couple that were there when I moved into this house 20 years ago now. And Mike, quite often, years ago, would come over here on a heavy snowfall and clean my driveway when I was out of town or when I was at work. And I never asked him to do it, but he would just, not all the time, but once in a while, I would just come home and it would be cleaned out. And I just always appreciated it so much. Well, in the last 3 years, Mike has been afflicted with Alzheimer's, and the dementia has been getting worse and worse. He was always the one that was out in the yard and kept the yard up and kept the snow cleaned. Like, he'd have 5 flakes of snow and he'd be out there cleaning it off the driveway. So I went over there and I shoveled their drive, and it wasn't a big snowfall. Like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like it was a huge hardship for me, but it just made me feel good that I could return that favor, right? Because both couples have always just been really good to that anonymous act. It has more meaning to me if I just do it and don't tell anybody. But I wanted to share that with you because, if you're having a really crappy day, the best way I know to pick myself up is to just put those crappy feelings and the things that might be weighing me down today up on the shelf and to look for a way to lift somebody else's day. And 110% of the time, if I can do that, it will lift my spirits. So obviously, I'm making this video the night before because I'm not going to have time tomorrow morning to do it. But today, I dare each and every one of you to just go out there and look for something or someone that you can perform a random act of kindness for. And I guarantee you it will make you feel better. It will make your day. It will make my day. And you don't have to share it with us. If you do want to share it, please do. But yeah, to me that is one surefire way when I'm having a bad day that I can lift my day. So I dare you. I dare you. In fact, I double dog dare you. Anyways, I hope that you're taking care of yourself and each other. And I'm sorry for the shaking, but I'm holding the camera. Make a great day.